Hey, what's up, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Great to see you. How's it going?
Look at you, looking good, looking stylish for this hike.
You look good.
Thanks, man. I have a problem.
Oh, okay.
I have a problem, and it's about control. I'm too controlling. I'm too much of a perfectionist.
Okay.
With these videos.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen? You've seen some of them.
I saw some of them. Yeah, they're beautiful. You do a good job.
I try. Maybe I try too hard, but see, they were all productions, right? They were all like thoroughly, planned out and scripted. This is the first time I'm doing this, which is truly improv, vlogging.
Right.
But it's hard for me to do this because I'm a damn perfectionist. So.
Well, the editing, it makes it better, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of where.
But there's still so much I want to control when shooting because I feel like I just don't trust. I don't trust enough, Because I want to control the outcome, right? I want to be a master of my destiny. Like we learn, we learn in the law of attraction about creating our own realities through the power of our thoughts.
So what I would ask you, first of all, is like, what do you get out of it, right? What's the part that's fun, first of all? Secondly, I'll tell you if I can start jumping in now.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing it on the hike, but
okay.
you can see again me controlling. Right? No, cut right there. No, because I got to set this up. Okay, well that's gonna be the topic. Let's discuss that on the drive and on the hike. But the topic will be the topic of today. I think it's a good one. How to trust in a higher power. This is my friend Mohammed, by the way.
Hi.
We actually met in a law of attraction seminar by Abraham Hicks, and I believe in the law of attraction. I think that's part of the problem for me because I believe, as Abraham says, that we can create our own realities, that we can be masters of our destiny. That causes me to, overthink things too much sometimes, to want to be deliberate in my creation, deliberate in my thinking, deliberate in my planning, in what I'm doing, and not allowing that third step of the allowing process, as Abraham talks about. But here's my problem. I, especially after such a devastating event of getting laid off from my job, it's hard for me to trust now that the universe has got my back, if you know what I mean. As Abraham says, to trust in infinite intelligence, because this was a devastating event that I had not.
You're saying it's devastating.
It is.
The narrative.
It is. I should change the story. You're right. But it's hard to.
It's a wonderful opportunity.
Is it though? See, I can believe in a bigger plan and trust that it's part of a bigger story. Maybe even something that will benefit me long term. But for now, I just don't see it like that.
Here's the thing. Eventually you will see it the way that you want to see it over time. However long it takes for you to shift from an old narrative to a new narrative that you yourself decide upon. It's just a matter of time.
That's the thing though.
So you can decide right now.
Do I though? Do I really have that power of decision? Can we really choose our thoughts when they're on a certain trajectory? When I have a certain momentum that's built, and I know it's negative right now, and I'm really good at positive thinking. I've developed a beautiful life for myself. Look at this beautiful area we're in, by the way. But see, something like this, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do this. It's a work day.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And so this is a beautiful circumstance that I don't really see it like that necessarily.
All you keep telling me is all the wonderful things. That's why I said it's something, because you keep telling me that it's a great opportunity.
Right.
You wanted to change your life, and now suddenly
I did. Some part of me,
the
but
time and money to do it. So
yes, some part of me did. But you know what they say: be careful what you wish for, because maybe some part of me wanted to be free from the job, to be able to do these videos and have new opportunities. But it's still stressful and daunting right now.
Why?
Because I don't trust. For me, it feels like that right now, and it feels really uneasy, disconcerting, because there's so much uncertainty. And I'm not a person of faith like you seem to be. You've got this down pat. Well, you are so trained in your thinking.
Practice.
Is that what it is? I mean, but you also have your religion, which I envy. By the way, Islam
Yeah.
It means surrender.
It does.
I need to be able to do that. I need some Islam in my life. I think that's what I need.
Yeah. Well,
I
that's the
need
hard
your
thing, isn't
conviction,
it?
your faith.
All you need is faith in yourself that you will do it one day. That's all it is. Not to say that I'm going to do it now or I have it now, but no, just faith in yourself that one day you'll do it, right? And like I said, like the fact that you're on this path, the fact that you have these questions, mean that you'll be given the answers, because God doesn't give a man a question without giving him the answers.
There's a part of me that believes that, for sure. There's a part of me that doesn't. There's part of me that doesn't have that faith in God.
Sure.
To be setting things up for me as they should be. And what if what's set up for me is a really arduous, difficult path like the one we're about to do?
But you said this is moderate, not arduous or difficult.
You're gonna be carrying me on your shoulders soon.
All right.
See what your religious conviction is like by then.
Like in a year from now, things will be a lot better for you, because you created this opportunity for yourself and you're going to take advantage of it. And slowly, you'll shed your old ways of thinking and walk into a new way of thinking and start to embody the new life for yourself that you want.
Man, I hope so. I want to believe you.
Wonderful opportunity for yourself.
I'll be up this hill for now. You know, can we really change? As Schopenhauer says, we may be able to act on our will, but can we will what we will?
Well, stop asking these questions that make you doubt yourself.
This is a really pessimistic video that we're doing. But see, I'm in conflict, and so let me tell you what this conflict is about, and then we can resolve the issue. Okay, so this is where I'm conflicted. I feel like my philosophies are at odds. On one hand, I believe in the law of attraction, that we create our realities through the power of our thought, or more accurately, through deeply held beliefs and expectations, that we can attract outcomes in our lives that match those beliefs and expectations. So there is that force that matches things up. But I also believe in other natural forces at play, broader forces that have a wider perspective, impersonal forces that we may not have direct control of. And those are the ones that are hard for me to surrender to. There may be a bigger plan out there that I'm not explicitly aware of right now that matches up some of my deeply held desires. And looking at it now, it doesn't seem like those are unfolding in the way that I had expected. But to trust that process, that's the hard part, that allowing part. I don't have that ability to just surrender as it is right now. And I wish I did, like my friend, Mohammed. There you are. So how do you do it? How do you have such conviction that everything is going to work out for you when things are bad?
Practice. And then at night I went for prayers every night, and I found that caused a shift in thought as well, just by going into that space.
Right.
And then when I came out, the thoughts that I had going in were different than when I came out.
But see, that's key to me, because you have that faith, and that's what I want to get at here when I was talking about surrendering to that higher power.
But surrender is the ultimate.
I'm about to surrender my life to these impersonal forces of nature, and get a much broader
forces of nature.
Impersonal forces of nature.
Here's the thing: everything, it's not impersonal. It's all you. It's all you. It's all connected to you.
Well, outside of my own ego is what I mean. A greater perspective.
All these doubts and thoughts that you have. Do you know, the funny thing is, it really comes down to you telling yourself whether you have them or not. If you sit for a moment today or tonight or tomorrow and say to yourself and decide that I no longer wish to have these thoughts, then the process will begin for you to no longer have these thoughts.
And see, even that requires a faith, a trust, that by continuing that repetition...
I'll tell you what, faith is practice too. Just practice it.
Yeah.
See it. It works. And then you'll find that you have more faith.
You're making it sound also very simple.
But
it's just a matter of doing it.
It is simple, because it really is just the action. If you just do it, focus on the doing rather than the being initially.
And maybe that's what I need more of. I need more of an action plan.
Do you want us to take a photograph of you?
Right.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
In Canada, everybody waves at each other when they're walking by.
Well, come on. Two friendly guys like us. One very optimistic, one slightly optimistic. It's an energy that they're resonating with. Let's see.
Oh, a mile. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do it.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Bye.
Great. Look at you.
Thank you.
Go with the sun in the background, but it's beautiful. Now we're about to hit a metaphorical obstacle in our road,
Right.
in our path, and it's exactly what's happening to me.
But
so
you know, that's
this is
exciting.
very appropriate.
That's exciting sometimes.
Here's an obstacle. Maybe, is it? We'll clear some. Oh, there we go. It's not too bad. Muhammad, that type of obstacle I can do.
Yeah.
That's the type of adventure I like. Moderate, easy to moderate.
And that's only one thing I've learned is it's a lot of work and a lot of repetition, you know, and I'm talking hours and hours every day.
Well, I've got the time.
Yeah, well, see, that's
I've got the time.
That's why I keep
I've
telling
got the
you
time
that you're
now.
lucky. You got the opportunity.
You're very convincing, and I'm starting to believe you.
You keep telling me.
We made it off
Yeah.
that trail.
I don't know which way to go now.
That way to the waterfall?
No, was it this way to the waterfall? Up. Water
I'm going to
waterfalls
trust
are
my
up.
inner being.
Oh, yeah? And?
It's telling me to trust your inner being.
That's ridiculous. Sometimes I think we're afraid to actually believe that it's in our control.
Yeah.
Because in a way, it's easier to think that it's in someone else's control because that's what we've grown up with believing.
And that's what I want to do. I'm inclined to do now is to pass the burden
Right.
onto a greater natural power.
Why did you say that sentence, pass the burden?
Me.
Do you know the verse in the Bible?
No.
It was too particular, but it says that it's a sin for you to carry a burden. You must cast your burden to God. So say, for example, that God, I cast this burden of lack onto you, and I go free into abundance.
It's hard for me to release that burden, the burden to fix this situation with my career and an uncertain future. There may be a bigger plan for my life where this devastating job loss is a part of it, but since it's not evident to me right now, it's hard for me to surrender to that plan, to surrender to the will of God, or to just give up my burden to God. It's hard to give up control. It's alluring to think we can manipulate reality all by ourselves, to create our own destinies and control the forces of nature around us, even against insurmountable odds. But it would be easier to instead believe that we're taken care of by a supportive, saving, and guiding God, or infinite intelligence, as a being that looks out for me. If I were more religious or had more faith, even if I can't reason how such a God could be literally true, I would still feel it to be true. Because at a deeper level, it would be. And not in the way that our clumsy words and limited intellect are used to describe that deeper reality, but the truth of what our conception of God actually represents, the underlying truth that our religious symbols, images, and words point to. Bernardo Kastrup describes this in his book, More Than Allegory. He gives the example of the finger pointing to the moon. We can be guided to look at the moon and then we can experience some of its splendor. Now, it's not the same as actually being on the moon, experiencing it firsthand, but maybe it can help get us there. Religious myth, using the word myth to mean story and not necessarily false story, can do this if one takes the religious myth emotionally on board as if it were literally true, as Bernardo writes. He writes further, a religious myth can create the conditions for a direct experience of a transcendent reality. If and when the experience actually happens, the myth dissolves itself. But once the experience is over, the religious myth remains as an important link, a reminder between ordinary life and transcendence. Maybe these icons and the stories that go with them can help me have the transcendent experience I'm looking for. I believe it's possible to be touched by what's called God's grace in the presence of the power of these religious myths. Experiencing union with God, not just conceptualizing a deeper meaning behind the stories, but actually experiencing that truth directly. Maybe that would allow me to trust in a higher power when things get tough, and to overcome some of my current pessimism. All right, so where do we end up? What am I going to work on going forward? What are your recommendations?
So one is to, in order to kind of help to change the mind frame that this is an opportunity rather than a curse, right?
Right.
Is to kind of start a gratitude journal where like every day you write down like a full page of things that you're grateful for. And the other thing is to have a self-praise journal where, again, you write down a full page every day of like little things that you're proud of, like proud of myself that I got exercise today, or proud of myself.
I'm proud that we went on this hike,
yeah, exactly,
for
me
sure.
too. We had a great conversation, et cetera, et cetera. Then you start to trust yourself and start to believe yourself.
Well, there we go. Those are the words. Those are the key. Those are the key words.
Yeah.
Belief and trust in myself. I did not have that. I'm going to work on that. Those are some concrete, good exercises that I can do. And if I don't believe in just my own ability at this point, I need to believe in something bigger. I need to believe in universal forces that are working, that are at work, at play, working on my behalf.
So that's
and
what
there is a part of me that wants to surrender to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Surrender to that.
It's hard to realize in dark times. If only I was going to say, without even talking, you're cutting me off now, because I was going to harp on all the negative trains of thought that I was going on, ranting about this whole hike. But this guy is relentless. He's relentless in his optimism. I thought I was. This is encouraging.
It's going to go in a good way.
I hope so. Yeah. I've got you as a role model, you as a testament to what can happen. Despite all my grumpiness and griping and complaining, it was enjoyable. I didn't feel depressed during this time.
Oh, yeah? Oh, great.
Yeah. I feel more optimistic about this potential uncertain future. If only I can believe that and trust that.
I think this is where we edit. Stop.